Black History Mini Docs
Podcast. And welcome to Black History Mini Docs Podcast. I am your host for this episode, Reed R. McCants, with your Mini Doc preview episode for the month of August 2024. Yes, once again, we've got an exciting month prepared for you. And we'll have some great premieres as well as the return of some of our fan favorites. I want to remind you to please subscribe and visit our Black History Mini Doc website. And if you're listening over the airwaves, our podcast is brought to you by Buzzsprout. And we are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and all the rest. Please listen there as well. Now let's talk about what we have in store for this month. First up will be the premiere on YouTube of the mini doc that started it all. It's the James Baldwin mini doc. Let's take a look or listen.
When I was growing up, I was taught in American history books that Africa had no history, and neither did I. That I was a savage.
The writing first started appearing after World War II, publication in such magazines as
The Partisan Review and
Commentary. Baldwin's first novel, a semi-autobiography, is an American classic and bestseller. His first collection of essays, Notes of a Native Son, won critical acclaim, as well as the powerful Giovanni's Room. Baldwin wrote plays as well. The Amen Corner
and his 1964
Blues for Mr. Charles was produced by the Actors Studio in New York.
Novelist, playwright, essayist, poet, human and civil rights activist, James Baldwin was beloved by many for his no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point approach in dealing with the social inequities during his lifetime and sadly still exist today. So I want you to watch our mini-doc on James in honor of his birthday on August 2nd. He was born August 2nd, 1924. Now, posthumously, it will be the 100th anniversary of his birth. That's right, 100 years. I know there's going to be tributes in honor of him going on around the world. So please join in the celebration by watching our wonderful mini doc. Also celebrating her birth this month is the great businesswoman and philanthropist Annie Malone. Now, her mini doc was done the same year that James Baldwin was released, and at the time, people believed that Madam C.J. Walker was the first black millionaire. It actually was Annie Malone. And I think we introduced that to a lot of people who did not know that Annie Malone started the whole thing. And certainly as far as hair care products for black women. Just take a look at her mini doc and we'll talk a little bit more on the other side.
Who was Annie Malone?
The woman who mentored hundreds of women, including Sarah Breedlove, before she became Madam C.J. Walker. Born in 1869, she lived to be 87. A divorce, stock market crash, a seizure by the IRS threatened to take her empire, but her legacy was sealed in the foundation. A multimillionaire, the first of her kind, she was a chemist, entrepreneur, philanthropist, educator. With the emergence of what she called fraudulent imitations, Annie began to copyright her products, naming her company Poro, a West African word for physical and spiritual growth. She built Poro College in 1918, offering black women a place to advance themselves. She patented the hot comb, created magical hair grower, employed over 200 people.
Now, that doc was produced in 2013, and then we re-edited the doc when it was shown at one of the film festivals, along with some others, in 2017. So the Redox version will be premiering on YouTube this month, so look out for that. Give me more mini docs. Premiere classic docs on Althea Gibson, Marcus Garvey, and the powerhouse of an actress, my favorite actress of all time, quite frankly, Diana Sands. Now, a lot of people don't know about her, but she was really up there as far, along with Diana Carroll and the other actors of her time. In fact, she was on Julia. She was she was sort of like the sidekick on the television series Julia, co-starring opposite Diane Carroll, but she was a magnificent Broadway actress. So I hope you'll get a chance to take a look at that doc as well. It's Maxi Docs. At least once every month, we'll premiere a Maxi Doc. Now, Maxi Docs generally are mini docs that last longer than the 90 seconds. A Maxi Doc length is anywhere from 2.5 to 10 minutes. This month, our Maxi Doc feature will be, drumroll, Great Women and Men in Business. Now, we're not going to go through a list of all the people who are going to appear in this Maxi Doc. I'll just give you one person, Sarah Bickford. She was the only black person, male or female, to own an electrical company in the U.S. Now, people like her will be featured in the doc, and it's going to be some very exciting, surprising stories. So please look out for that. Great Women and Men in Business.
Pop-up guest.
All right, it's time for our pop-up guest. Now, this month we're going to have a special podcast episode, and here to tell us a little bit about
Who is it?
it's entrepreneur, producer extraordinaire, Benita Brisker. Hey, Benita, how you doing?
Hey, Reed. What's up, man?
So you're back again with a compelling podcast show and guests. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first, I want to say it's always a joy whenever you and Nima invite me to host an episode of BHMD. And I do think this one is compelling simply because the guest is the brilliant Professor Vera J. Katz, who's very near and dear to my heart. I am a Howard alum.
Wow, you're an alumni of our possible future president over at Howard University. Okay, now let's get this straight. She's a white woman, a white Jewish woman who taught at Howard University after the assassination of Martin Luther King in 1968.
Yes, you know, she began the directing program there at Howard University with her colleague, Carol Singleton. She said they fought the system, the NAST, the National Association of Schools of Theater. Forgive me if I have that wrong, the NAST. She said they fought until they won, and eventually Howard implemented an undergrad program for directing, and that was one of her many legacies there.
Very interesting.
Indeed. Professor Katz is a pioneer, and in the wake of her trailblazing is a tall list of accomplished actors, famous stars, directors, writers, producers who all love and honor Professor Vera J. Katz. We cherish you, Vera.
Yes, you see, often we don't hear a lot about the people who are on the other side of the fence, who work hard for the liberation of black people. So that's why I believe that this is an important conversation to listen to and hear from. Well, thanks for preparing the show for us, and I can't wait to let the folks out there in on this conversation. Thanks once again, Benita Brisker.
It's my pleasure, Reed. My pleasure. And thanks for having me. And please give my love to Nima.
Of course, always.
All right. Signing out. And I want to tell everybody to just be kind, be good, and be kind.
Yep, you got that right. Not enough of that going around lately. Well, guys, we're going to have a couple of more surprises for you this month. But I'm going to keep some of those things secret. So keep checking back to our pages and make sure that you click on the notification button so you could be notified every time we drop something. Also, I want to hear from our subscribers. So please leave a comment. Give us some suggestions on stories and people that you might want to see. I would love to hear those suggestions as well. Thank you to my pop-up guest, Benita Brisker, and please subscribe. Tell your friends all about us. And until next time, I'm Reed R. McCants. Stay cool, stay safe, stay blessed, and away from the mess. Later.
5, 3, 2. Black History Mini Docs Podcast.